the barracuda going to eat us up. And that was my nightmare. Every night I'd wake up, dreaming of falling out of the plane. And when I hit the bed and wake up, I had sweat all over my palms, my body, my heart's going 90 miles an hour, sweat all over my brow. But was I ever really falling out of the plane? No. But my subconscious state, which I spend most of my time, 95% of the time, right, and was telling me, man, you're falling out of the plane. Those barracuda are going to chew on you, they're going to take the first leg and the second leg and your arms and your knee. And folks, I mean, I get very vivid. I didn't realize how imaginative I was, as I got older, but I was, and you all are, because those picture vocabularies are there. But I'm going to show you how to never have another nightmare for the rest of your life. And I learned this exactly 21 years ago from Don Copeland in this workshop. He was a cop, as I said, walked the beat, okay? Not a psychologist, didn't know anything we were talking about, but you know what? He taught me something, and I learned what it did, okay? Here's what you have to do. When you go to bed at night, most of us watch the news, right before we go to bed, and then we turn the TV off. And some of it's kind of gruesome, some of it's good, sometimes very little, but some of it's good, right? But most of the time it's depressing, and let me tell you something. Don't get up if you don't have a remote. Most of us have remotes, right? But don't get up and turn the TV off after watching the news, or take your remote and turn the TV off. Because the first thing that's going to happen is it's the last picture in your mind before you go to sleep that made such a vivid imagination and an impression on your mind. Here's what you do. Flip it over to I Love Lucy, or something inspirational. Or read an inspirational book, okay? Something that's positive. And then turn the TV off. And then you'll never have another nightmare for the rest of your life. I did it, and you know what? I've never had that dream ever again. I don't have nightmares. I have great dreams. And I've had the dream, you probably had those too, where you're sleeping, the phone rings, and wakes you up, try to get a sleep real fast, find out how the dream wound up. I know, I've had those too. Okay, but you can control those, okay? Here's the thing. You never ever have a bad dream again because you can change the way you see things. That's your believability factor. Here's what's happening, folks. When you add that novelty to your brain cells, what's happening in your brain is if you see something, the first thing you do is you see it. It's called iconic memory, okay? It's kind of a flashbulb memory. It just lasts for so long. But then it goes to semantic memory, which is kind of just short-term stuff, not very, descriptive, kind of generalities. But then you want to push it to your episodic memory, which is a total process. Gives you all the details, kind of like that wreck, okay? So when you do that, you control it, then you can move from short-term to long-term. All right? But here's what happens. When you get that visual, okay, and you get that picture, it's coming up and pulling all these pictures out of your brain. When you get that picture, what happens is all of a sudden your brain is throwing neurons at that picture. And the longer you last there, look at that picture, the more neuron clusters build. And pretty soon it's got a cluster build. Then you think of something else, another little characteristic about it, there's some more neurons like that. And the longer you stay on that, the little neuron cluster build. And then all of a sudden, you pull them from the visual cortex, you pull them from the amygdala, you pull them from putamen, which is procedural knowledge, okay? You pull them from the limbic system, from the prefrontal lobe, and all of a sudden, that hippocampus is going up there and pulling all these little synchronized nervous clusters together and giving you your memory. That's what's happening. Now you need to learn how to label that memory. So you have something, believe me, I was probably looking for a shortcut when I was in school, when I was young. I didn't realize it. But because of my dyslexia and my ADHD, I was kind of class clown. Little Susan on the first table up here, on the first desk, she was the teacher's pet. Little Harold was class clown back there on the back row because he made, drawing pictures and throwing spitballs and everything else and disrupting class, okay? But you know what? Little Susie knew how to study better than I did because my body chemistry, my brain chemistry wasn't flowing the right way, okay? So I just got bored, I started daydreaming. But you know what? This system right now takes care of that. But the sad thing that's happening right now, folks? Our children are getting 7.5 hours of digital. They're making themselves have ADHD, attention deficit hypertensive disorder. And they're going to have to work on it. Believe me, in the future it's going to happen. Because that's what's happening about 7.5 of hours of digital, okay? But here's the thing. You can control that. Because when you teach that subconscious by throwing it at it more and more, and practicing it, and going through and meditating and adding more, it's going to change that believability. And when you change the believability, you change the neural structure of your brain. And when you change the neural structure of your brain, that cluster becomes more accessible, okay? Because now you've recoded. So the recoding, the encoding specificity principle of recoding information, what we're doing is moving from a negative position of that picture to a positive position. And when you recode it, move from negative to positive, it never goes back to negative. It stays positive, and the more the pictures you've made go from negative to positive, the more in your mind goes to positive, the faster it flows through your brain. Now I've been doing this for 21 years. I'm not going through all the basic systems that I'm teaching you anymore. That didn't happen. As soon as it hits me, I've got a label, I've got it loaded, it's a file, it pulls up when I want it. because my brain is advanced that much. I developed something that's going to get your workbook called 21-day follow-through system. It's going to take you to the highest level of mnemonics, okay, in 21 days. But it's going to be as easy as loading your things to-do list right on your body while you're taking a shower in the morning. That's all you have to do. But if you do that consistently for 21 days, you form a new habit. The old habit is pushed out, now the new habit takes over. And if you miss a day, don't worry about that. You get right back into the saddle. Just do it, okay? But when you create that belief built in your brain, and you change those neurons, and you build a new neuron structure, it's going to pull together. It's going to be labeled, okay? That's the exciting thing. Now, this is a technique we're going to get, okay? I just want to lay it out in the groundwork first of all, but I want you to see what happens so why you see why it works for everybody, okay? Now, right here in Houston, Texas, you're very fortunate. At the University of Houston and the University of Texas Houston campus, they're working on something called, bless you, they're working on something called the transformational growth factor B. Now, here's what happens, okay? You have a brain cell, all right? And over here is what we call an axon, okay? So one way of the neurons to file. And then you have a dendrite, okay? A dendritic spine. So, at each one of these, it has a receptor, okay? Now, here's another receptor over here. And here's another dendritic spine. And then here's another brain cell, okay? And then here's another axon, okay? Now, one of these positive, one is negative, okay? One becomes a catcher. It catches that neuron coming from the last one, and then it bats it to the next one. It goes back to catch it again, catches the next one, and bats it over. But what's happening along these little things here, you have something in here between these two receptors that is called a synapse. Okay? Now, when you have the synapse fire, and this is how it works. When you get to what we call a plus or minus 70, plus or minus doesn't matter, salt solution of sodium potential, it makes you fire a 5-watt electrical impulse that moves these neurotransmitters down electrically, down through these axons, the dendritic spine, and then when it goes from this receptor to this receptor, and it fires that synapse, it now combines these two brain cells together, and it forms what we call a memory trace. Okay? Now, it's either formed in the visual cortex, or it's formed in the limbic system, or in the amygdala, or it's formed in the auditory cortex. Wherever, it may be formed in 4 different places. Because you heard something, you smelled something, you saw something, so it hit all 5 senses. But every time it does that, a little neuron cluster builds, and the more you spend time on it, the more you look at it, the more focus you get, the more those still little neurons, right? And pretty soon those little neurons go, oh, they start building. And all of a sudden, right here, this is strong. The reason Alzheimer's patients right now today can remember the long-term memory, what they did when they were children, is because they built good long-term memories. They can't build any short-term memories, because what happens is, this part right here, the receptor, it's brittle. So it can't conduct that electricity anymore between here and follow the synapse. But they're working on this thing called transformational growth factor B. Now, what happens when the synapse fires? It produces something called a protein kinase C, okay? And when it produces that kinase C, it pulls these two brain cells together. It makes that memory. Then the transformational growth factor B, if the right chemical action is going on in your brain, it takes and kind of congeals over that protein kinase C and makes it a strong structure. Well, they can't do this anymore because it's brittle. They can't make connections anymore, okay? Now, if they drink more milk, the cowpain in the milk actually helps it, solidify a little bit better. But if you pass the point of Alzheimer's, at a certain point, you can't come back. But this can combat the early onset of Alzheimer's. It's been proven. It all can take away what we call MCI. Most of you never get Alzheimer's. But right now today, there's 6 million people in the United States that have it. And they're predicting 12 million in the next 10 years. And you know what? We can stop some of that by building these memories that we're building now using these systems. Because if you can stop the early onset or the preliminary, the very beginning of the Alzheimer's, you can stop it and you can go through and reverse it, okay? But most of you have MCI, mild cognitive impairment. That's because you don't have an organized way to load information in your mind. That's what you're doing here tonight in the morning. You're learning that system. And your subconscious is going to take over for you. So see, you're home free now. You're going to be able to do it. They say, well, the level of intelligence, it ties together, makes you, more tangles, more structures. But you know what? You can get smarter now because you can use the system from now. I don't care if you play cards. I don't care if you play Monopoly. I don't care if you read a book. We're going to teach you how to learn foreign language tomorrow. We're going to do some French, some German, some Latin, some Spanish. You don't have to buy those cassettes and put your headphones on and get on a treadmill. We have a much better system, okay? But just learning how to learn foreign languages is all you need. You don't have to learn a foreign language. Just learn how to learn it, and you know what you're doing and what you need to do. Also, if you drink a blueberry shake in the afternoon, it's going to help you. brain cells here, okay? All right, but see, this is as technical as I want to get, but I want you to know we do 5 what. Now, this kind of disproves the myth of some people say, I got this friend, he's got a photographic memory. It's a myth. No one has a photographic memory. No one can produce that many pixels. Because if you did, you'd produce 50 watts of electricity to fry your brain. It's not going to happen. All you can produce is 5 watts. They have a good eidetic memory, reference point memory, but they don't have a photographic memory. That's what you're learning how to do, is have a better eidetic memory, a good reference point. Okay? But that's as technical as you get, but that's what happens every day of your life. Here's the thing about it. You have something called sweat equity. Okay? How many of you have ever read a magazine? In 30 seconds after you finish reading the magazine, you remember what you read. Ever happened to you?
Yeah.
It used to happen to me a lot. You know why? Because my ADHD was kicking in, and I was just getting bored, and I was daydreaming, thinking about baseball after, or football, or whatever. And you know what? I didn't lock in. But now that I know, and I label it, I'm focused. And when I'm focused, it forces neurons to building more clusters, and more of them, and then they synchronize and come together. Well, here's the thing. That's going to happen for you subconsciously from now on. After you get through 21 days, your mind's doing it for you like this anyway. And you get that 95% to be more like 90, and then more like 85, and then more like the other, being focused. So that's what we call primary. But this is how it works for everyone. Like I said, I don't care if you're raised north, east, west, south, or another country, you all work the same way. You got to learn how to label those systems. That's why your laptops, where your desktop is. Okay? And I know engineers are very tied to the methodology, empirical data. You know that, and it's true, and logic. But you know what? This abounds over logic. You know why? Because why this computer is better than that computer can't see patterns. We can. We can see patterns in things and know why it works. But that computer only see what the inferences are. What if this, what if that, what if this? It can't see those patterns. You know, we can. And we can change the way we look at patterns. And that's what you're learning, okay? But that's as detailed as I want to get. I want you to see the process and you know, oh, you know, I'm getting this no matter what I think I am or not, okay? So you are. Now, I want to get you actually building the file folders for you, okay? We're going to build the file folder. We're going to turn things into pictures, and we're going to glue it, okay? File, picture, glue. Any questions, comments, observations at this point, please stop me, okay? Because I can talk for 17 days if I need to, okay? But stop me because this is your workshop. Your lifetime member. We always meet about every 6 months with all our instructors, and questions that come up and be more job specific. So please, ask questions or write it down and we'll talk about it. Yes, sir.
What happens when you mention an object that you have no reference point to, and like you said, elephant, but if someone didn't ever know what an elephant was, they didn't have any idea what you're talking about, what happens in your mind?
It won't. It just won't happen. But what you do, if you've hit their vocabulary of what that elephant is, then they'll know. See, that's where the communication. See, the problem is our parents are not good communicators. So we're not good communicators. We need to learn to listen better. We need to learn how to ask more opening questions and be attentive. And you know what? Because a person that sees that you show an interest in them is going to prove to be that you're more interesting. And they're going to listen more. They're going to tie in more. I have never had one person ask for a money back guarantee. We have a money back guarantee in this workshop. And I've never had one person that asked for a refund. There were 2 people that were Asian that couldn't speak English very well. And I had to come and give it back. But you know what? After learning English, a year later, they came back again. But you know what? If you can tie into what their understanding is, then you can make that file in their mind. Okay? But here's what you can do. It's called sweat equity. Okay? If you're in the library, and I usually do that, I'd read the article, put it down 30 seconds later. What in the world did I just read? What is it? You know, it's gone, right? But here's all you have to do. If you see something in an article you want to remember, just go, huh! And when you grunt, you file the synapse. And when you grunt, you file the synapse, you know what? You lay it down, then you label it. Now you may be in the library studying, everybody says, what's wrong? You got a tick, man? You got a tick there? What's the problem? But you know what? You have to get off your own. But you know what that does? That gives you that little sweat equity. And when you use that sweat equity, you're going to remember from now on. Believe me, it's made me so excited and passionate because I learned so much more every day of my life. Man, I'm picking things up, looking at the integrated biology, neuroanatomy, physics, pharmacology. I'm not even a doctor, but you know what? I love that stuff, you know, because I can load it and remember just like that. And my brother-in-law is an internal physician. His wife's a rehabilitative doctor. And they said, Harold, if we would have had this mnemonic system that y'all teach now in medical school, he said, man, we could have gone through it much faster. We had to build our own mnemonics. But that's what they do. You know what a mnemonic system is? It's like this. What is Holmes? Anybody know what Holmes is? Anybody taught Holmes before? It's an acronym. It's the Great Lakes, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Erie, Superior. But it's 5 letters, but it's 5 lakes. So see, the doctors have to do that, the 12 cranial nerves or the peripheral artery structure, the smooth glands. They had to do that and build their own. They didn't have a memory technique like the science of mnemonics or science of memory. But this system is much better for the young people. But that's all we're doing. We're building a place to store it, how to store it, and how to pull it back up. Okay? Now, I want to move over now and start getting some file systems built for you. Okay, the first set of files we're going to create, like I said, can be called body files. It's a look file or look list, okay? Do not change the names of these files or the number sequence. Everything in this workshop is a memory matrix, okay? I want you to really show your toes and your shoes and say toes. File number 1 is your toes. I want you to pat your knees and say knees. File number 2 are your knees. File number 3, I want you to rub this part of your leg. It's called a muscle, not a thigh. It's called a muscle. Say muscle. File number 3 is your muscle. File number 4, I want you to pat your rear, only your rear, and say rear. And they don't call it hernia, derriere, buttock, booty, tush, okay? It's a rear. Do not change the name of it. Everything's tied to the matrix, okay? So file number 4 is your rear. File number 5, I want you to rub the exterior part of your lungs right here and say lungs. File number 5 is your lungs. File number 6, I want you to rub your shoulder and say shoulder. File number 6 is your shoulder. File number 7, I want you to grab your collar and say collar. File number 7 is your collar. File number 8, I want you to rub your face and say face. File number 8 is your face. File number 9, I want you to take the point of your finger and touch the point of your head and say point. File number 9 is your point. Now folks, file number 10 is not actually on your body, but it'll always be where we go. Just right up and say ceiling. File number 10 is ceiling. Let's go back to file number 10. File number 9. File number 8. File number 7. File number 6. File number 5. File number 4. File number 3. File number 2. File number 1. Folks, that's the best set of files you'll ever have, believe me. Because most of the time when you have to learn something, it's not more than 10 points. Okay, they have sometimes more, but 10 really is a pretty good average for learning new things. Okay. Now you can see that. Well, you can't see your image, but you know it's back there. Okay. But so this is a look list. In fact, you could look at somebody else's body file and think that's it. What are you doing? Well, you would have to explain it to them. But you could look at somebody else's body file. Okay. All right. Now, file picture glue. Place to store information. How to turn the picture and how to glue it. Now, the question about, if they didn't know that it's called an elephant, let me show you what I'm talking about because this will help you relate to it. We used to go on Sunday drives. Every Sunday, my mom and dad and sister would pack up that 57 Chevrolet and we'd take a drive down through Lake Florida, down to South Louisiana, and Marty City, Berwick River. And, if my dad saw a deer running, I thought, deer! Now, if he saw a deer running, he said, elephant! Every time I saw a deer, I said, elephant! But it did. He did. Thank God. Because I'd be the fool. Elephant! What is this wrong? This guy's mentally retarded. What's the deal with it? No, but see what? That's a problem. That's the thing. Communication is the biggest barrier in most organizations. Yeah, because we don't learn how to communicate very well. That's why now soft skills, besides just the mental efficiency of mnemonics and learning how to have a better memory, it's just kind of the springboard for everything else. You got to learn to be a better listener, better communicator, how to have self-awareness to make your focus tighter, how to have self-confidence, self-esteem, to get all of the brain chemicals in place where it needs to be there. It's just a structure to get you started. You're going to have to go back with this, but folks, now you're going to have the tools to do it. That's exciting. Okay? So, see, my brain was going while I was thinking doing something. Okay. All right. I want to load your body files. We're going to load your body files with a list of things to pick up at the grocery store. Okay? Now, I know what you say, Harold, when I have to go to the store, I have to pick up more than 10 items. Well, I understand it. But you know how it is, you have to the office and your wife or your husband calls and hey, before you come home today, make sure you go by the grocery store and pick up the what's the last thing they say? Don't forget to write it down. And you don't, you write it down. Or if you ladies, if you're in at home, and you make out your grocery list, whichever one gets there from the office or from your house, when you get to the grocery store, where's your list? On the dining room table or back at the office on the desk, right? So that's where the problem lies. I'm going to teach you how to load your body files with the things that you want to pick up at the grocery store. Don't worry about the number, because before the end of tomorrow night, I'll show you how to put 200 things in your body and never miss a leg. Okay? So don't worry about the number right now. Just worry about the process. Okay? File, picture, glue. We have our file. We come up with pictures, we're going to glue it. All right? That's the beauty of the system. Like I said, when we were raised north, south, east, west, the beauty of this is use your brains. Don't learn my brain. Use the brains you like. Okay? Because you know it. The picture vocabulary is up there now. It's just negative. We're going to move it to positive. And once it is, it's there forever. Okay? So use your brains, not my brains. All right, we're going to go to the grocery store. Now in the past, we take our list out, and the grocery list, and what we pick up, number one, we may number it or maybe just write it down. And And when we got to the grocery store, put it inside of our basket, right? If we did bring it, you know, if it wasn't at the dining room table back at the office, we put it into the basket, right? We go around and then we have to take a lot more time to find out where this thing is, where that thing is. Nothing in order, right? So even after this tonight, in the morning, you'll be able to go to the store and set a files there and zip in and out like going to 7-Eleven. Because you know where things are and get out fast. So that's another advantage of it, okay? Okay, you're going to help me out. We always file to the first file, then the next file, then the next file. Don't jump around, okay? And I'll show you why I mean that and what's important about that, okay? All right, on your toes, I want you to imagine you have to pick up eggs, okay? Now you can do this several ways. You could take a dozen eggs and smash them on your toes. You can take the egg in your mind and kind of cut them in half like a little half egg shell and put them on top of your toes like little files, okay? Or you can walk across the top of eggs and all that yolk comes up in between your toes like that, right? Or you, this morning when you came down, your wife had her eggs or toes in the skillet. She was scrambling those eggs with the toes. You never forget to put eggs on your toes, would you? You'd always think that taste of those toes in that egg, right? But then you know what? You remember you put eggs on your toes, okay? Because you do whatever eggs you like. If it's the egg best, if it's like, you know, nothing but white, not egg yolks, you know, whatever. Just smash those eggs on your toes. So we're going to pick up eggs at the grocery store. File number 2 in your body file is your knee. All right. I want you to imagine to pick up bacon. Okay? Is it Robert? Robert. I want you to imagine to pick up bacon. Tell me what kind of bacon you like, Robert, and how now your file is your knee. The bacon brand is the bacon you'll pick up. That's your picture. And the glue is how you put it there. So what kind of bacon do you like?
Right brand.
Right brand bacon. Okay. You like the thick or the thin? Thick? Okay. How do you take that right brand bacon and put on your knee, which is your file, to remember to pick up right brand bacon at the grocery store? Because your file is your knee, the picture is the bacon, and the glue is how you put it there. So how you do it?
Right my knee.
Yes, yes. You can wrap that right brand bacon around his knee. In fact, it makes his pants so greasy, you lazy, your pantyhose get all greasy, right? I've been doing this a little bit longer than Robert, so I'm going to help him out. I'm going to have Robert stand up here, and he's going to fry that right brand bacon, sizzling hot. Then he's going to wrap that sizzling hot bacon around his knee. Like greasy pot on it. I'm not pain, a little pain to help him better, okay? But can you see that popping piece all over his knee? Oh my gosh, what's on my knee? I got good bacon. It's popping all over, it's burning me. It's right bacon, right? Because I'm frying that frying pan. And tell me it's going to help you out, okay? When you pick up your toes, you pick what? Yes. When you need, you get? What's file number 3? Muscle. Okay, let's see. Bruce, let's do this one. Bruce, on your muscle, you have to pick up mustard, okay? Tell me what kind of mustard you like and how you put on your muscle. Your muscle is your file. The muscle is your file, the mustard is your picture, and the glue is how you put it there. What kind of mustard do you like? French, I think you might say Grey Poupon. I didn't know. French mustard, okay. French mustard. How do you put that French mustard all over your muscle to remember you have to pick up mustard at the store? French brand. How'd you do that?
Squirt it out of the...
Yes, you squirt all up and all of kind of massages the muscle in, right? I've been doing it a little bit longer than Robert has, so I'm going to help him out. I'm going to have Robert come up here in his mind's eye, okay? Now remember, that's where we're going to be a lot from now on, in our mind's eye. Not in our subconscious state, but in our mind's eye. He's going to come up in his mind's eye. You can see a high pressure hose with a fireman over here with the French mustard on the hose. There is another high pressure hose with a fireman holding onto it with French mustard written on that. And they're spraying high pressure French mustard right here in his muscle. Not only can you think about French mustard, you can feel that doggone high pressure mustard hit his muscle, right? Would you ever forget you had to get mustard store? Never. Always remember it, right? All right. So file number 3, we put mustard. Okay. All right. What's file number 4? Chandra, is it? Chandra. Okay, Chandra. On your rear, you have to pick up milk. Tell me what brand you like and how you put on your rear. The rear is your file, the milk is your picture, and the glue is how you put it. What brand do you like? What kind? Kroger brand. You like the 2% or 1% or 2%? Okay. How do you take that Kroger brand milk, 2%, and put on your rear with a lot of action to remember you had to pick up milk at the grocery store?
I would use those.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people say I don't take a milk bath. That's okay. But I'm going to help Chandra out. I've been doing this a little longer than she has, okay? I'm going to have her come up here in her mind's eye. And there's a gallon jug of Kroger, 2% milk, in a plastic jug. She's going to sit down in that plastic jug of milk. It's going to bust, and it's going to shoot a tidal wave, a tsunami, 20,000 feet that way of milk, and a tsunami 20,000 feet of 2% Kroger milk that way. You see, the larger than life, the more animated, the better it's going to stick, okay? Oh, she knew what she could tell her husband every morning. Oh, my rear is always soft and simple because I pour milk on it every night, okay? The key thing is you put that milk on your rear, and the more action, the better it is, okay? File number 4, you put what? All right, now you put your brand, don't put hers. If you like, you like Clown Peter, you like Foremost, you like Borden's, use what you like, okay? All right, Jesse, right? Jesse, right?
Yep.
Jesse, on your lungs, right? Next file. On your lungs, you have to pick up bananas. You like Chiquita or dough? Chiquita, okay. Now, how you taking the file of your lungs, the Chiquita bananas is your picture, and the glue is how you put them there. How you do it?
Lay them down like ribs.
Yes, they look like ribs, yeah. You lay them there, and they've got banana ribs, right? I've been doing it along with Jesse, help him out. I'm gonna have not somebody just laying there. King Kong be laying over bananas on the ribs. He goes, smash it, dog, keep that on it. And you know what? King Kong's gonna peel those bananas, stick them down the stove, and no more air capacity. But you know what? When you build up to King Kong, you're not gonna forget that you can put bananas on your lung, will you? You'll always remember that. Okay, so put bananas on our lungs. File number 5. What's file number 6? Okay, let's see. Sandy, we'll let you do this one. Sandy, on your shoulders, you have to pick up peanut butter. Okay? Now, the file is your shoulder, the peanut butter is your picture, and the blue is how you pick it. What kind of peanut butter do you like?
Really like every butter.
What kind?
Almond butter.
Almond butter, okay. Almond peanut butter, it's almond butter, right? Okay, how you put almond butter all over your shoulder, a lot of action when you have to pick up almond butter.
Just rub it.
Yes, massage it in. Can I take that both sides out? Yeah, get that almond butter in it and get both sides. I'm gonna help Sandy out a little bit longer than I've been doing what she has. I'm gonna have somebody flying like maybe Peter Pan because she's mad because you're not getting peanut butter now, you're getting almond butter. She can throw that almond butter right at your shoulder with a glass jar. Oh, now you get that glass, you have to pick that glass out of your shoulder. I'm not advocating pain, a little pain, help remember that, okay? But you know what? When you get that glass jar of almond butter smashed on your shoulder, you know you have to pick up almond butter that you smash on your shoulder. Key thing you put in peanut butter for if you like, or almond butter for, okay? File number what? 6. What's file number 7? Whitney. On file number 7, your collar. You have to pick up a lettuce. Tell me what kind of lettuce you like. It could be iceberg, green leaf, spinach, romaine, doesn't matter. The file is your collar, the lettuce is your picture, and the glue is how you put that. What kind of lettuce you like?
Iceberg.
Iceberg. Okay, how you put it on your collar, a lot of action when you pick up iceberg lettuce at the store.
I'm going to have the lettuce come out like that and so much that it's strangling.
That's good. We didn't talk about that. No, that's good. That's good. No, that's good. In fact, you know what? When you put so much that iceberg lettuce to it, it's not only just strangling, she looks like one of those Cabbage Patch dolls. It's just flowing out. In fact, the produce man probably wet it down real good to make it good and fresh, right? And it's leaking that water. And it chokes her. See the key thing? The larger the knife, the more animated, the better combined. So you can put lettuce on your collar, right? File number what? 7. File number 8. Is it Haley? Haley. File number 8 is your face. You have to pick up spaghetti sauce. Okay? Now you like ragu or prego? Ragu, okay. I can tell you a side note. My youngest daughter got married the 4th of July. This 4th of July will be her first year. They're going to San Francisco. They got married on the 4th of July. And the guy that took her pictures, his name is Carmen Destry, his father owns ragu spaghetti sauce. Well, he took pictures of my oldest daughter, 6 years ago too. I said, come on, why are you taking pictures? He said, man, I didn't want to work in the factory. So now you got to sign up. Okay. All right. So ragu spaghetti sauce. Okay. How do you put spaghetti sauce? You would probably like the kind of the mushrooms and the garlic to make it look good, right? Chunky. Okay. How do you put the spaghetti sauce? Haley, all over your face, with a lot of action. Remember, you have to pick up the spaghetti sauce. Ragu, you have to go show.